We are live. Waiting for some people to get in on TikTok. Great trading day today. Great trading day today. And we ran down the entire day into the PM. Yeah, great trading day today. $400 day, 10 a.m. reversal. Went crazy. So I did sell early. I moved the trailing stop, and I think when this candle was white, I sold like here. Here was London low, here was Asian low, and this was PM afternoon low, which my original target was here. So I could have made way more, obviously. Like I said, take it to the first one if you're extra when it's close like this, I take it to the second one. That's why I did Asian. But when it's if you're not confident, always take it to the first one, and it did go to the first one. It's always going to rebalance a little bit or trade sideways at these major liquidity points. But this, you don't miss that 8 o'clock mark. Never. And I usually get on 5 minutes early. But yeah, you see how today I was talking about how the price action was so good today, 10 a.m. Reversal. The liquidity sweep happened at 9:30, which I love. Traded sideways and then gave us a nice entry after we inverted this 5-minute fair value gap here. There's a 5-minute fair value gap here. There's a 15-minute fair value gap here. 15-minute fair value gap here. Obviously, once we inverse, we were good to go. And then it wound up running down the rest of the day. Obviously, that's none of my business. After that, this is what you want to happen most of the time. But also, this is a clear power of 3 accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So midnight is here. Asian session, the end of Asian session is midnight, okay? Then we accumulated, even though we accumulated anyway with Asian and London, manipulated to the upside, swept this liquidity, and ran down. Now, as shitty as we've been trading these last few days, that's why I took my profit here. I honestly want to take it down to here, but yesterday I wanted it down to here. We didn't take it yesterday. That's why I was like, I don't want to get greedy. So I definitely took my profit early, but I definitely left a lot of money on the table, especially because I sold, like I said, like somewhere in this candle when it pulled back. I had a trailing stop here. Once we hit London, though, I moved my trailing stop lower, and then obviously it stopped me out. I should have had it either just at London or just at Asian like I originally had it, but being stopped out after London is not fun either. But a great trading day. The 10 a.m. reversal has been beautiful. And I realized the fake out from yesterday was me not waiting for the liquidity sweep. However, on this day, we didn't get a liquidity sweep, but this was S&T. So I need to start getting on the chart and looking up S&T. I also want a bigger screen, but I need to start looking up like S&T so I can know if I need to wait for a liquidity sweep or not. Or again, you can just wait for displacement. We got displacement. You could just sit on the charts and wait for displacement in the other direction. Dodgy's DD said this is bad price action, which is crazy because he's the one who I learned the 10 a.m. reversal from. I don't understand. He's kind of been spiraling on Twitter too, but like paper trading a lot and not taking trades and talking about how shitty price action is. But again, that's none of my business. I'm sure it's just part of the journey. So, but yeah, love this nice 10 a.m. reversal. And again, you could have took it. This is a day where if you traded options, you could have let your options run. So we'll see how tomorrow goes. I'm going to delete all these drawings, and we're going to back test the 5-minute silver bullet fair value gap strategy, or we're going to back test it on the 5-minute and the 15-minute. And then we're just going to see which one happens the most. I want to see if we wait for a 15-minute fair value gap or if we wait for a 5-minute fair value gap in the silver bullet. Obviously, I like the 10 a.m. reversal so far. I think that's a strategy I'm going to stick with. If I don't get a reversal, I don't get a reversal. But let's just see. Obviously, as we backtested yesterday, this January price action has been super ass. Let me get my notebook and jot down. So we have the 5-minute and then the 15-minute, and this is the fair value gap ICT silver bullet. So if you don't know what ICT silver bullet is, it's lines up with the 10 a.m. reversal basically, but it's just It's just from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. you want a reversal. Obviously, we got one. But for some people, price action was good for some, bad for some. No matter what, that's really how it's always going to be. I mean, yes and no. I feel like there's shitty price action. In general, like we've had shittier price action on other days. Even the trades we've gotten the last 2 days were not the best reversal trades. But like this was a pure liquidity sweep turtle soup. Like I get it. It didn't if you were at 9:30, but like 9:30 was the turtle soup. For the 9:30 traders, I don't know what. Like yes, it was choppy for like an hour, but like that's just a patience thing. Not even for like 20 minutes, it was choppy. So again, you're right. Technically, it's all perspective for people. Like if you trade continuations or you trade whatever, each to each his own. But this is a clear, beautiful ICT setup, especially for you to say that, fine. But for Dodgy's DD to say that is crazy. We had to clear everything you want: AMD, CRT, Power of 3, Judas Swing, 10 a.m. Everything, every ICT concept just fucking beautifully made love to each other today. And today, like it was just magical, honestly. But again, if you thought the price action was bad, then that is fair. Okay, so back to this strategy. This strategy is, some people say the first fair value gap made, I said this yesterday, we wouldn't have gotten trade. First fair value gap made, the 15-minute, you mark it and you take it in the direction it's supposed to go. Or some people say it works better if you wait for a 15-minute fair value gap to be tapped into and then reversed. So that's what we're gonna back test tonight. Again, after yesterday and then probably after today, I'm gonna just stick to only doing 10 a.m. reversals because I feel like that has been working. And like I said, with the 10 a.m. reversals, if you're new to my lives, it lines up with the ICT macros, the ICT silver bullet, and the 10 a.m. 4-hour candle. It just lines up with so many things that it's a prime time to trade, in my opinion. Now, if you don't agree, again, that's fine. But there's just too many things that happen. And then again, like I said, with the 4 a.m., 10 a.m. candle, 10 a.m. reversal, you're going to get the biggest move of the day. Like most of the time. Like, yeah, you'll get a nice trade at 9:30, but at 10 a.m., you're going to get the biggest move of the day, whatever it is. Now, you can take your profit like I do. If you're an options trader, you're probably going to let your shit run. If you do multiple TPs, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 TPs. And I do trade with 4 contracts, so I could have done all these TPs. This is the ICT sessions indicator if you are wondering what these lows are. These are session lows. And it's separated by lunch, PM, Asian, London is 1, but then New York has 3, for those who don't know. Okay, so let's back test. So we mark out 10 a.m. on both charts, which it should, or both on, we're on NQ. 10 a.m. to 11, that's what this strategy is. Now, again, reversal is my favorite strategy. They say, hold on, first of all, let's speed this up. There is a fair value gap on the 15-minute, but we're already in it, so I don't know how that's going to react. Obviously, liquidity's up here, but we're just going to wait and see if one is made on the 15-minute. Or you can wait for it to tap back into this in like an inverse break and retest, but let's see. Okay, pause. The 15-minute, it reacted off of it, but it swept liquidity. That's again, that's what I was looking for as a regular ICT trader. Liquidity sweep reaction. This also happened at 9:30. So if you're a 9:30 trader, you were good. However, we got a lot of choppiness in here right at 10 o'clock. So for our regular reversal, we got this to inverse. We're in down here. We're taking to the downside. Beautiful 10 a.m. reversal. However, for this strategy, you're supposed to wait for the first fair value gap made in the 5-minute, wait for it to tap into it, and then take your trade to the downside. That's technically the trade, and you just target a 1 to 2. Now for this, I can back test with actually filling an order if we want to. Since this is a strategy that you kind of just set your limit order and you just let it ride. You don't give a fuck about the other stuff. But this is the trade we take. This beautiful 10 a.m. reversal. I love it when it's a 9:30 liquidity sweep too, so I can just get in and hit sell. I don't even gotta wait for market structure shift. Like what happened today, I didn't even. Okay, so it did tap you in, and now it's trading sideways. Let's see what a 1 to 1.5 is. Because like I said, that's what I usually would do on this. I started doing 1 to 1.5 because 1 to 2, because on a 5-minute chart, sometimes these candles, if you get a 1 to 2, it's really far. So we almost hit a 1 to 1.5. Let's see if it'll hit it for you. Okay, it did. You see how the 1 to 1.5 hit? Even though it's trading sideways, on this strategy, that's what I would do. Because now we're at the end of the day. So 1 to 1.5 hits more in my opinion. You could wait for 1 to 2. But that's all the strategy is. You wait for it. There was no fair value gap on the 15-minute. So far the 5-minute is up 1. The 15-minute has 0. And we're going to tally and we're going to see. Hey, LaKara, did you take that reversal trade today, girl? Look at gold. I don't trade gold. I only trade the NASDAQ. And yes. But if you trade gold, good for you. But I do not. So the 5-minute fair value gap strategy is 1. The 15-minute one is 0. Unless you count right at 10 a.m. That's your gap that you waited for the I mean, it was already in it. So you could have, that could have been your trade too, if that's what you wanted, which is a way bigger 1 to 2. You get your 1 to 2, and you made double the money. Yeah, right. Today's price action was great. Yeah, LaKara, like Tay was saying how it was so bad. And I was like, this was a beautiful price action today. Like, if every day was like this, we'd all be rich as hell. Like, we had great price action today. Okay, next New York session. Do we have a fair value gap on the 15-minute? Barely. It's tiny, but we'll mark it. Like, it's very tiny. And then on the 5-minute, you wait for the one made like right before the sessions. Oh, okay. Well, that's our fair value gap right there, probably. Nope. Okay, we have another one. We have none on the 5-minute, none on the 15-minute. So let's see. Now you can wait on the 15-minute strategy for the tap back into this one and go lower. I think that's the one. We're gonna see. Okay. No. We have a fair value gap here, technically, made right at 10 o'clock. Actually, on the 5-minute. So the trade would be at the bottom usually, or you can do 50% if you're one of those. I used to be a 50%er. It's smarter for 50% on the 5-minute, but on the 1-minute, you don't have to. Okay. This is the trade. It happened before 11 o'clock, technically, so you're in it. Let's see if it plays out. And you can do this at the PM session too, at 2 p.m. Okay, so no, this trade wouldn't happen. I mean, you could have sold in profit. Like I said, I don't really like this strategy. It works for sometimes, but so I'm gonna say I'm not gonna mark 15-minute or the 5-minute for this one. Let's go to the next session. I have the biggest headache right now. Next session, okay. 15-minute has no play so far. I hate when it does this. Okay, no gaps on the 15-minute again. And then on the 5, you have to wait till right before 10 o'clock. That is a strategy. Again, I like 10 a.m. reversals. It goes stupid. If you missed my trade recap, I took this trade here beautifully at 10 a.m. reversal, sold at London lows, and I wanted to wait till Asian lows, and I could have let that shit run till all the lows. It took out so many liquidity points today. We did need to rebalance though. We were consolidating and we rebalanced, and then we got a beautiful. If you're an ICT trader, we got a beautiful power of 3. We got accumulation, manipulation, distribution, a beautiful Judas swing, a beautiful turtle soup, like just a beautiful price action day. $8,500 day for Andrew. Period, Andrew. Today was a good ass day. I fuck with that. Andrew made almost 10K today trading this beautiful price action. Mine was only like $400, but I love that. Okay, so this strategy, again, like I said, so far the 5-minute is 1, 15-minute is 0 for this strategy. It's technically just the 5-minute gap made in the session. Sometimes the one before the session. You can see if it bounces off this red one here. It's stupid fact. But okay, first fair value gap made in the session after we inverse is this green one. So that's your entry. But see how like sometimes like the stop loss for this trade, these trades are terrible. We'll do the bottom of that candle, I guess, and then you target just a 1 to 2. But see, you have no bias, you're not even marking liquidity, which is the scary part about this strategy. But let's see. No, it just ran without you, which I also learned on the. I mean, it came down a lot, but I feel like this is already a reversal to the downside. Oh, nope. It didn't tap you in though, but it did come back down if you wanted to enter off this. Or did it tap you? Maybe it tapped with this green wick. Oh no, it did tap you in. It tapped you in. It did. So this strategy actually worked very nice today. So now the 5-minute is really the one that's thriving. So now, fuck this 15-minute chart. Let's just stick to the 5 minutes. So that's the strategy. Wait for a fair value gap to be made in the silver bullet hour. Wait for the tap. Again. For us regular ICT traders with a little more experience, we already know this is our beautiful 10 a.m. reversal, inverted. You can even wait for a market structure shift, which is a later entry than this entry, but it all lines up together. All lined up beautifully. My entry would have been as soon as we inverse this fair value gap, so it would have been like this. And I would have targeted a liquidity point for my take profit, whatever that may be, but that would have been my trade per se. However, we did get tapped in that fair value gap to the tick. Now, if you're on a Forex chart, that spread might not even tap you in your trade, but it did come down a tick into the fair value gap. So next New York session, where so far this strategy, like I said, this is something, and I'm just showing you different strategies. Obviously, after today, I'm going to go back to just trading my reversals the way I would with liquidity. But you see how it lines up with a lot of these strategies. That's why I trade at 10 a.m. But this is a strategy, like as a complete beginner, you can do this. And that's why I want to show you these different strategies. So it's basically, you find the fair value gap on the 5 minute. And then you mark it and you just set your order. And that's the best part, when you set a whole bracket and then you're just watching it or going on about your day, and then you come back later and like, oh, I won or oh, I lost. We'll do below this candle, even though the wick is down here. And this one, you could just target liquidity for a nice 1 to 2.5. Now, it might go up here, come down. We'll see. Yeah, already swept. Oh, it's going to still go your way. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. It swept, tapped you in, still gave you a TP before it's about to reverse. Again, we would have caught this 10 a.m. reversal, which honestly, this is probably the trade you would have took with the 10 a.m. reversal anyway. We would have to taken this, or we would have got a later entry, or we would have, actually no, 10 a.m. reversal, we probably would have waited for this liquidity sweep and then take the bigger trade to the downside. If it goes down lower, yeah, like this is the trade I would have waited for, but this is still a good trade. So far, this strategy's, see what I'm saying? Like this is the strategy like any of y'all could do right now if y'all know how to see if I got. And if you don't, let me tell you how you do it. You come on your chart and you search up Nephew Sam in the indicators. Is that not favorited? It should be favorited. It's not favorited. But you come to indicators and you type in fair value gap, Nephew Sam. It's the first one. You put it on there. You put it on there. and then boom, you have nothing to worry about. See, it happens in all of them. This was the trade today, 10 a.m. First, or this is the silver bullet indicator as well. It marks the fair value gap for you, but it doesn't mark all of them. So you can do the fair value gap or ICT silver bullet with Lux Algo. Where is it? Right here. ICT silver bullet. You mark it. You wait for a 5-minute fair value gap to be made. You have your order set. Boom. Stop loss below the high, 1 to 2. Boom. That's the trade. That's it. That's how we're doing right now. You can do this. Not experienced trader. You literally can do this. You don't you can literally do this. I promise you. Yeah, I would have waited for this liquidity sweep probably. But let's see if it keeps going down low enough. Yeah, see, I like to catch a bigger trade like that. Only because we're so close to this liquidity point. This is still a valid trade up to liquidity. A very valid trade. However, if we're already close to a liquidity point as a reversal trader and like a 10-day reversal trader, I'm just going to wait for the reversal like we did today. We already got the reversal, the liquidity sweep before I got on the chart. But obviously, if there's days like this where sometimes like this trade happens down here and we're going up to a liquidity point that's kind of far, I would have took this buy trade. But me, I would have waited for a liquidity sweep. If you did turtle soup off this first liquidity sweep, you would have got stopped out. But I feel like if you turtle soup, you didn't even need a stop loss for real. Next New York session, 10 a.m. I meant to change the name of this video to Silver Bullet. I'll do it afterwards. 10 a.m. to 11 is the window as well. For those who don't know. All right, waiting for a fair value gap to be made. Okay, we have one. You set your order for when it comes back into that. I don't know if I want to do the red candle or the green candle. We'll do a little bit in between. 1 to 2 at the opposing liquidity. I love when it goes to opposing liquidity as a target. That's when I'm like really confident in the trade. But let's see. Already took liquidity though, so I don't know if it's gonna tap you in like the last one did. But so that's what usually happens. Once it takes liquidity, it reverses. That's why that last one, I was like, oof. But this is the trade I wait for. I wait for the liquidity sweep, the reversal, because then usually it runs down the rest of the day like this. Sometimes it zigzags and it'll just take out this liquidity and then go higher and go lower. But yeah, that's also why I stopped trading fair value gaps on the 5-minute chart, because the shit will leave you. That shit will literally leave you. So your trade, you could have got in after here, but that's not the best. I mean, 1.5 if you had your stop loss tight. But yeah, 5-minute chart will leave you. But I mean, it still worked. It still went your way. It just didn't tap you in for it. So I'm going to count that as a win up for the strategy, just not a win for us. Next. And you see how with this, you don't need any bias. I also, again, I don't trade bias. The market will tell you where it wants to go and give you an entry on the way. It just is, if you can catch it, you can catch it. If you're not, you won't. But I don't want to go in like, today we're bearish, today we're bullish. Like, no. Because we can be bearish on the day, and that shit happens in a session that's not mine. So I don't trade all day. I trade for 3 hours, if that. It's actually bad. I trade for maybe like an hour and a half. I've seen people younger. Sorry, I'm so bad at reading the comments while I'm doing this. How old do I have to be to start trading? Technically 18, but I've seen people younger than 18 do it. How long have you been profitable? You know the story behind ICT, right? Yet you still copy him. What is the story behind ICT? I've been profitable. I was profitable for 3 months. 3 months into trading with ICT. Then I was profitable for probably like 6 months, and then I've been unprofitable for like the last month. But I've been profitable again for like 3 days. So it's hard it's been an up and down journey. But I've seen people younger trading, so if it works. It does not take very long to become profitable anymore. I'm sorry to tell you. Also, I know so many people, especially people of color, who have been profitable in months. Like, I don't know that many traders of POC traders that took 2, 5, 6 years. I promise you. Again, a lot of people do take 2, 5, 6 years, but I know a lot of people. Even my friend who put me on, took him a year and a half tops. So if you go in with that mindset, yeah, it will take you long. But just go in with like tomorrow could be the day you're profitable, and you'll be so much faster. Like always, I've always been that way. And also you enjoy the process better too when you do that. Why are we bringing color into this? Because that's the observation. Because I feel like when you have a white man tell you it takes 2 to 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, I'm not. When everyone I know has taken, even ICT says you can take 6 months. TJR, all these people now, like everyone says it. It's a different ball game than it was years ago. Okay, this was the fair value gap. If we would have set that trade, we would have lost. But you can also, this one was right at 10 o'clock, so you can wait for the next one if you want. You might have got stopped out just to get right back in on this one. Let's see which trade plays out. Technically, neither. Anyway, I see it's not profitable, has lied about a ton of things. You should watch the YouTube documentary. Girl, you're stuttering. No one's talking about color. I'm not stuttering, actually. The concepts work. Not stuttering, but okay, Danny. Well, if you're so profitable trading retail, then go trade retail. This is the ICT live, and we just do ICT concepts. Also, Dan Chung from Capital FX and the owner of My Funded Futures and My Funded FX has said ICT traders are the most funded traders at his prop firm. I did not go speechless. I went back to backtesting because that's what people are in my live are for. They're not here to watch me argue with someone who's probably going to be unprofitable in 5 years. So I'm going to go ahead and maybe mute you because we're here to learn. We're not here to shit on ICT, especially when we're not millionaires. Prop firms are scams. They are. I don't really trust them. I copy trade them with my live account. I would never just trade prop firms or just trade. I would never just trade prop firms or just trade my live account by themselves. I just use both. But with futures prop firms, they're better than forex prop firms. Forex prop firms are for sure a scam. Never said I was a real trader. I said I've been a beginner trader. If you watch my lives and you watch my profile, I've only been trading for 8 months. What are you talking about? I just said I was profitable in 3, and then 6 months in, I was break even again, and now I was profitable. I was unprofitable the last 2 months, and now I'm profitable again. Because I am very present in my trading journey, which I advise most people to be. Like, don't say, oh, I'll be profitable in 3 years. Like, if you're profitable this week, you had a profitable week. And then next week, you're unprofitable. Next week, you're unprofitable. Okay, so let's look at what the trades would have been like for this. If we took it off this red fair value gap, first of all, stopped out. Now, if you took it off the green fair value gap, it's not as nice. However, if you had your stop loss super low like this, you wouldn't have been stopped out. But your take profit is going to be stupid high, which I don't like. So it's something that we wouldn't have traded. But let's see if it goes all the way up to TP. And it does. So the fair value gap made after this red one at 10 o'clock was the stronger one. The bullish one. Concept is a get rich quick. So if it works, then... No, I agree. The forex prop firms are definitely a get rich quick. You can definitely full port them. I was making like 5K days on those, and then TFT just shut down, which I've never been a fan of prop firms. At the time, I just was I had just quit my job, so I didn't want to use my money for my investment money that I've invested when I was a regular investor to learn how to trade with. So I think prop firms are good because it's kind of like paying for a paper trading account that you might get a payout from. So it's kind of not really a lose-lose if you keep it cheap. You get a cheap prop firm account and you might get a payout. Even if you get like a $100 payout, that's still better than just paper trading and not getting no payout. That's why I'm like, with futures ones, I don't see the risk or the hurt in copy trading it. But I'm not only depending on it, I'm diversifying it. But my friend who put me on trading said he traded, but I think he traded FX prop firms. He said he traded both, but he said, yeah, he said he was racking up money and then they wouldn't pay him out. But I also think with prop firms too, you have to be smart with it. If you're a good trader and you're trying to get 50K, 60K payouts, like, they're only going to do that for people who they're getting affiliate links from. Like all them affiliate guys that we watch, like TGR and all them, they're getting affiliates from that. If not, you should trade prop firms and get $500 payout here, $500 payout here, $200 payout here, because that is nothing to them. $200 is nothing to me. I've loaned $200 and $500 and $1,000 to many people. That's like a little bit of money to a business. But when you start asking for 5, 10, 60, 70, 20K, that's when you start looking like, oh, bitch, like if they keep doing this, like we're going to go bankrupt. So I feel like if you trade prop firms, you should only be trying to get a little bit of money out at a time over like, you know, like often, obviously. Because especially with futures prop firms, people like they usually trade up to that 2K buffer. Because once you let it go to zero, the count is done, which is stupid. So once you get that 2K buffer, hell, just take out the whole 2K and then put that in a live account and just trade that. All right, I'm going to... Yes, it's your brain recognizing patterns. It's very... I don't know what you're talking about, Danny, but there's so many other people you can watch, though, that are not ICT traders that you don't have to be in my live. Okay, so Silver Bullet, 5 minute fair value gap strategy continued. We have a fair value gap here made, and you could just put your entry here. Again, you have to target a 2 to 1, which really sucks, or a 1 to 1.5, which is, it kind of did the 1 to 1.5 already. It tapped you in and hit the 1 to 1.5 if you wanted it, but let's see if it'll keep going for a 1 to 2, and it does. See, this strategy does work. You really can just trade this. You really can just trade imbalances and liquidity. You can just literally do this 5 minute fair value gap. And it lines up with what? Our 10 a.m. reversal. You can wait for the 5 minute fair value gap tap. Obviously, I get in on this displacement candle here, and we don't even have an inverted fair value gap. So I probably would have got a worse entry. Like I said, I would have gotten in when we closed below this, but since this is a long candle, I probably would have got in like here for mine. But like I said, a lovely reversal. It is, and I love a continuation reversal. I think Danny's just coming in here to hate Tay, so I wouldn't keep condoning him. He doesn't have a good demeanor like J.R. George did. J.R. George DM'd me after the live, and we had a great conversation. It was nice. He's obviously doesn't trade ICT. He trades sumo trades or Trader Sumo. I found the page afterwards. I tried to search it on the live, obviously, but I couldn't find it at the time. But it also lined up very well with ICT anyway. So it's like, whatever helps you read the market. It's like, people keep saying ICT is a scam. He could be, but so many people trade him, and so many people are profitable. And he helps so many people read the market. So, and again, that's why people are mad, because with ICT, people are learning how to trade in months. I think that's the problem. Everyone's so used to retail and support and resistance, supply and demand taking 2 to 5 years, which I see why, because it was so hard to randomly master entries on these little ass zones, versus like with ICT, I'm waiting patiently for my entry. I'm never missed an entry. I'm always like chilling. Like, it's so boring and it's so nice just to be chilling. Versus with retail, I was always like, it was kind of like being a lifeguard where you're like sitting, but you gotta immediately be ready for like an emergency like type shit that I did not like with retail. Versus with ICT, I'm literally chilling. All right, let's see. We can set our order here. Stop loss above the high of this candle. Let's take a 1 to 2. Didn't tap us in. Well, so some days like that. That's why, like I said, I get into the market structure shift, because I don't like missing moves. I really don't. It's just me being greedy, honestly. So I would have got in down here, just so nasty. Let's see. But lately, I've not been scared of my big stop losses anymore. I don't care. If the stop loss is big, whatever, and then wherever the liquidity point is, I'm just targeting it. Let's see if it runs down for more for me. No, it reversed. Honestly, there might be a liquidity point, too, up in here that it reversed from for our reversal. But obviously this strategy is not that. So you could have took this trade if you got in. It didn't tap you in though, because this green candle is what made the gap. So you needed a tap after that. It almost came back, or you could have done an entry at the breaker like this. Like once it came back up to the breaker, because some people just trade breakers. Once it came back to the breaker, you could have gotten in for a nice almost 1 to 2. I think it might go 1 to 2. No, 1 to 1.88. So it's not a bad strategy. That's what I'm saying. Like these are, and that's why I'm doing this back testing to show you beginner friendly strategies that we can just simplify to get profitable, and then we can complicate our strategy once we have a bunch of dollars in our bank account. All right, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Alrighty. Fair value gap. I can't see where the wick is on this, but it really doesn't matter. You really just need the top part. But I was gonna say this candle didn't even close yet. So technically the fair value gap is here. Have your entry right at the top or 50% if you want it at 50%. Stop loss below the candle. 1 to 2. This one doesn't look that bad. And equal highs up here. Let's see if it taps us back in. Oh, tapped us back in. Went a little bit our way, which was sweep out this liquidity and then reversed on us. So not fun, but obviously for us reversal traders, this is exactly what we want. Hopefully it runs down to some liquidity point. Yep, down here, these London lows, or there's a bunch of lows down here. It could push to for a nice, oh, that's not the best risk to reward, but I don't even care anymore with the risk to reward. I mean, I do care, but if I know where it's going, you know it's definitely going to this liquidity point. After that, we don't know, because it already technically swept that other liquidity point. Exactly. That's why I always target the first one, because it swept this in reverse from there. But until we break this high, we're still in a downtrend. So let's see. Yeah, no, it swept you out. This one, the buy trade, you would have got stopped out. There's no way you would have known it was going all the way down here. What's your strat? My strat is the 10 a.m. reversal. The 10 a.m. ICT reversal, but right now we're just back testing a strat from, it's the ICT silver bullet, just the first fair value gap made in the 5-minute chart. Take it in the direction it's supposed to go. That's where we're back testing. But my strategy is the 10 a.m. reversal. And I only trade after 10 a.m. SMT is a part of my strategy. SMT is incorporated in my strategy, yes. Because SMT is reversals. So I just trade the reversal at 10 a.m. Whether it's SMT, whether it's liquidity sweep, either one. Yeah, buddy. SMT is also not a strategy, it's a confluence. Just so you know. You trade NQ then? Yes, I do trade NQ. NQ for the win. All right, let's see. This strategy I'm testing right now is also a YouTube video by Casper SMC, but it's not called 5-minute. It's called like easiest silver bullet strategy or some shit. I mean, technically, we did not even tap into this one, but we did tap into this one made before the silver bullet hour. But yeah, I trade NQ. SMT is a confluence. It's not a strategy. It's something that helps you confirm your reversal. Oh, I didn't even mark out what the risk to reward would have been. Okay, so you got in here. I mean, you would have got, oh, no, you wouldn't have got stopped out. You could have got 1 to 2 on this. Obviously, even a 1 to 3. So what I'm saying, this strategy works. Like for beginners who ask me how to trade, nice, see you at the top. Exactly, see you at the top. Positive energy in here only. You can trade this strategy. You can easily just come on the chart. Like I said, put on this fair value gap indicator, put on the silver bullet indicator if you want. Boom. Same thing with 2 to 3 p.m. Tap into a fair value gap, continue lower. Tap into a fair value gap, continue lower. Even London, you want to wake up at 3 a.m.? I used to do this too. I used to trade all 3 silver bullets. Get in, tap into a fair value gap, run higher on a 5-minute. you can literally just trade this if you want. Let's see if it, obviously sometimes it's going to reverse on your ass like this. We got an inverse, but you would have got stopped out, you would have got back in on this tap, and you would took it down to this liquidity point here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's all you need to do if you need it. If you like that strategy, we're gonna go back to the reversals tomorrow, but I just want to show you that you can trade this strategy. I've also thought about using this strategy just to get funded again, but for me, obviously the 10 a.m. reversal, well, number one, we have an inverse here. We do have a tap back into this gap here. We might have had the same entry, but for me, actually my entry would have been worse. I would have gotten something right at 10 a.m. I would maybe wait for it to come down. It wouldn't have been as good as the entry at the fair value gap, but, and liquidity there, I'm like, where are some liquidity points to target? I guess let's see if we can target this one. Would be nice. Instead of just taking a 1 to 2, you know, you'll target a liquidity point like that. So that's how I trade. So it actually lines up with my strategy really well. Obviously not, and honestly, out of all the tests we back tested tonight, we only didn't hit fair value gaps 2 times out of like 10 trades. So me being greedy and getting a less entry, I could wait for these fair value gaps to be tapped in. Or I can still have my shitty entry, and then once it taps back in, I'm confident like, okay, we're going up. You know what I'm saying? So stop loss would have been hard for this because it's like there's a fair value gap here in case we want to tap into that. But yeah, let's do one more. And a lot of people do these easy strategies to get funded, like the 10 a.m., the 9 a.m. candle, the 9 a.m. the 9 a.m. candle liquidity sweep reversal is another easy one that people do. It always lines up with it. That's why I like trading at 10 a.m. I don't get on at 9:30 anymore. I don't. I get on at 10 because just so many strategies line up with it. Clear sign of, we didn't get liquidity sweep, but I'm sure this is SMT. I will bet you money if we look at ES, this is SMT for the reversal. So you can wait for this fair value gap to be made, or let's see if we would just, what would happen if we just YOLO'd this trade? Oh, well, it did sweep liquidity here and here. I mean, if you YOLO'd it, you just took this candle, honestly. Equal lows here. But after that, we're definitely reversing from here. I'm pretty sure. I feel confident we're reversing from here. Now, it could run down lower. But let's see, because technically, if I didn't look at, I would look at liquidity points instead of just do the silver bullet for value gap entry. So I would see this liquidity and wait for it to reverse from there, is what I would do. Oh, but it did keep running. So the YOLO trade did work in our favor. And you could take it for a nice risk to reward, especially because, what the fuck did I just do? Especially because without these equal lows, this is a strong like reversal on a higher time frame. Like if you look at the hourly or the 4 hour, this is gonna look very strong for a reversal. That's why I was like, it could go down, and we have a lot of rebalancing to do, like kind of like exactly what happened today. Let's see, does it keep running lower? Yep, we're all the way to this liquidity point here. So yeah, that's a YOLO trade. So sometimes you'll see that. Sometimes you'll see S&T, or like twice this week we've had that where you get on a chart and at 9:30, like today, 9:30, we swept liquidity. I just got in and bought buys. I mean sells. Like as soon as 10 o'clock happened, sells. I didn't even wait for nothing. No market shift, nothing. Liquidity sweep here at 9:30, clearly going down. Bought, sells. You know, again, beautiful day for trading. Sometimes you'll get this. Let's see. I'm sure ES has SMT right now. I hope, or I'm lying to you guys and we just YOLO for no reason, which is looking like we might have. So you wouldn't YOLO until okay, if this is this. Yeah, ES, we did not. Yeah, no, it was no SMT. It just reversed. So that just would have worked out for us, I guess. Or then if that's the case, now that we saw S&T, the trade would have been, no, not ES. The trade would have been, I can delete this information candle. You would have waited for a market structure shift, or you could have waited for displacement. So you either would have got in at the like down here, right after the market structure shift, or you could have waited for the displacement candle to close and got in down here. So those are the two entries you would have got if you, since we didn't get SMT or liquidity sweep. Now, if we got a liquidity sweep first, you could have just gotten in immediately when you got on the charts at 10 o'clock. Or if you get on 5 minutes early like I did. NVIDIA price action target tomorrow. I get a lot of these in my lives. Let's look. I feel like I do these like once a week. NVIDIA price action target tomorrow. First of all these indicators go with the NASDAQ, not with NVIDIA. Let's go on an hourly chart. NVIDIA target tomorrow. Well, we needed to, this is the liquidity point. So it's going here. So hopefully overnight it comes up here. Buy side liquidity on NVIDIA is here. And then there's a better one up here, but let's look at the 4 hour. Yeah, this is the target on NVIDIA, 12265. And I don't think we'll reverse until this fair value gap. So we might, so NVIDIA can still go down. It's been going down. It could bounce off here, but like it bounced off this one, I called it. It bounced off this, we called this on, I don't know when we called this. We called this at the beginning of the week. Beginning of the month. We called this fair value gap, liquidity sweep, swept these equal lows, ran up. This, now that I've zoomed out, this bounce will probably be a small bounce. So we already pulled back. We're already in a downtrend, already in a market structure shift. We're probably gonna come down and take out this liquidity. But so far for tomorrow, 12265. You know how I know that? ICT. People who swear ICT don't work, like it works. We call that shit day in and day out. 122 for NVIDIA. So yeah, this is a trade. We did not get a tap into our fair value gap like we wanted, so you would trade that at your own risk. But these 10 a.m. reversals is what I trade. Again, I say this every stream. Why do I do this instead of 9:30? The 10 a.m. lines up with the 10 a.m. ICT silver bullet. It lines up with the 10 a.m. reversal. It lines up with the 9:50 to 10:10 macros. And it lines up with the start of the 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. 4-hour candle. So why wouldn't you trade when all these concepts line up at 10 a.m.? You see what I'm saying? It just, again, now, my whole journey, this is all for me. Again, so if you don't agree with this, you don't have to. I used to get on at 8:30 and sit through all this, and I've learned, I've gotten really impatient, which sucks. Obviously, my patience will come later, but for me, I want to get on the chart like I did today. In 17 minutes, I get a trade like this, a lovely reversal, boom. 20 minutes later, I'm off the chart. You see what I'm saying? Like, 10 a.m. gives me that the most. And or if it doesn't give me a reversal, or it's trading sideways, or it continues and I don't play it, I don't miss out on anything. And thirdly, it gives you the biggest trade of the day, like we did today and most days. And even all week, I'll show you all week actually. 15-minute chart. today. The biggest move of the day was the down trade. Obviously, I sold at some liquidity points. However, it ran down the rest of the day. Same with here. Yesterday, a lot of people took this trade to the upside. I took the trade to the downside, which was bigger. This is obviously the 15-minute chart, which is bigger than this trade, because this I sold down here at this liquidity point. We came up, we traded a little sideways, boom, I sold. My trade was bigger than the 9:30 a.m. trade. Again, same here. 9:30 a.m. you did get a good move up to this liquidity point. A lot of people took that trade. Went up, swept liquidity, look at my trade. Bigger. You see what I'm saying? It just, everything at 10 a.m. is just set up to make you win. You don't have to overthink it. As a beginner, you can just do this. Like I said, you can wait for a 5-minute fair value gap tap. You can actually, look at liquidity and do a little more analysis. I think tomorrow we're going to continue my reversal strategy, but we're going to incorporate the 5-minute fair value gap in here and see how close or worse, which one has better entries. Because it's lined up with my strategy a lot. Like, obviously, on this one, you wouldn't have got tapped in on the 5-minute. So, me knowing it's reversing and getting in, we've just gotten in. However, there's other trades that we've taken on this backtesting session where the fair value gap tap, like this one, would have been way better than my entry. Because my entry would have been, especially because this fair value gap was way before 9:30. But I mean, I don't know, because I feel like since I'm semi-experienced, I feel like, well, no, I don't get in until 10 a.m. So I would have known we're going up after this, but this is 10 a.m. So my entry would have been the 10 a.m. open, which was up here. So my entry would have been worse than just waiting for the gap, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to see which one gives me the better entry. And then you can trade the strategy. You can just add it. Like, like, obviously we trade 10 a.m. reversals. I'm on a 3-trade win streak right now. Honestly, we trade reversals, but we can add now only enter on the 5-minute fair value gap tap or something like that. You can just add it. Like, people keep saying, like, strategy. That's not. It's just an extra confluence. Same with SMT. Like, people are like, oh, just trade SMT. It's a strategy. SMT is not a strategy. Fair value gaps are not a strategy. Order blocks are not a strategy. They are confluences to enter a trade. I need y'all to not confuse yourselves with that. Yeah, I'm on a 3 or 4 trade winning streak right now. And it's fucking great. And it's it's been all week, 10 a.m. reversals. So I can't promise myself that I'm going to not take continuations, but I need to just take reversals, or take continuations off the fair value gap, the 5-minute fair value gap strategy. So we'll backtest that tomorrow. We'll backtest how many times, like, the reversal, and we'll mark the fair value gap, and we'll see, like, the reversal strategy trumped today, or the 5-minute strategy went the way it went today. You know what I'm saying? So we're so close. Well, again, obviously you might not trade how I trade, but I'm so close to, like, having my strategy for, like, profitability again, this is honestly how I got profitable in 3 months. I was doing this, and then I started sitting on the charts all day, and then watching, like, 9:30 market open, trying to catch the 9:30 market open run up, and, like, trying to catch, like, these little, just starting to doing beginner shit, and just, like, seeing stuff, and, like, oh, at this time this happens, and, like, I'm like, girl, go back to what you know. And this is how I was profitable in 3 months. This is how I turned $100 into $500 in 3 months, just trading liquidity sweep reversals. That after 9:30, that was it. So I don't know how I got so far from my original strategy, but I'm glad I'm back. And I'm ready to just do this now for, like, at least a year or two until I'm, doing the things. But yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow. So we're going to go back to the regular 10 a.m. reversal with this 5-minute fair value gap entry. So same strategy, but a new entry. And then, yeah, we'll just go from there. And then after that, I'll probably just backtest that every night for myself. And or just do trade recaps, I guess, and we can do, like, NVIDIA and, like, stock analysis, because people keep asking me about NVIDIA every, like, 2 weeks. But we'll see. Or we can backtest other ICT strategies. but I feel like the reversal at 10 a.m. is what I've been trading. Again, biggest move of the day. It's very beginner friendly and it's very easy and it's less fake outs. I've been faked out on it this week a few times, but obviously I made my losses back. But is what it is. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning. Let's see if Friday cooks up. Right. Technically, again, I don't trade this way. People who do the weekly bias, weekly candle, daily candle, whatever the fuck. If we expanded on Friday, you kind of want to pull back to expand again. I mean, if we expand on Thursday, we probably want an expansion lower again tomorrow. But again, I don't want to go in with that shit. But we do have a lot to come down to. So hopefully it's another liquidity sweep. Like not last week, the week before last, I was banking those. Like every day it just went up, went down, went up, went down. Like turtle soup every day. And everyone on Twitter was like, we're all just making so much money. But yeah, I'll see y'all in the morning, 10 a.m. if you want to live trade with me. If not, I'll see y'all tomorrow night for another backtesting session just like this.